Hi everybody, it's Jennifer. Happy All Hallows Eve to you. Well, can you guess who I'm dressed as for Halloween, All Hallows Eve? I'm dressed as this beautiful, radiant lady behind me, this very powerful, beautiful, radiant lady holding this adorable, sweet, little, innocent, amazing child, which is baby Jesus, and this is Our Lady of the Angels. And if you see, she's surrounded by angels, and animals to a deer here, but mostly angels. Yes, I'm dressed as Our Lady of the Angels, and as many of you know, she's very precious to me and very special to me. I was born on her feast day, which is August 2nd. And, I didn't always know that growing up. It wasn't until I was about 18 years old when a dear friend of mine who happens to be a Catholic priest told me when he found out that that was my birthday, August 2nd, he says, "Oh my gosh, that's a very special day in the Catholic Church." And he told me a little bit about it, being a Franciscan and loving St. Francis so much. This is a Franciscan feast day. St. Francis loved Our Lady very much. But I'll tell you, when I really learned about who she really is and how significant this feast day is and how special she is to me, how she became so special to me, is that when I was in the convent women's residence when I was 25, I met this sister on the first day I was there, little sister Eloise. And pretty much the first thing she said to me was, "Run, Jennifer, run." She didn't think I had the calling of being a sister. And you know what? She was right, because I wanted to be a sister so badly that if I would have became a sister, I probably would have stayed a sister. And guess what? I never would have became my daughter's mom, and that would have just been a crying shame. That would have been a heartbreak. So yes, I was definitely called to be a mother, and you can't be a mother when you're a sister. So sometimes mothers who, after, if their husband passes away or something, and they're a widow and their children are grown, sometimes they have become sisters. Matter of fact, the convent that I was staying at was the Sisters of the Company of Mary, and St. Jean de Lestinoc was the founder of that community, and she was a mother who was a widow, I believe, and she went on to form that community. So yeah, but anyway, I was definitely called to be my daughter's mom, so very happy that I did not become a sister. But in many ways, I've lived like a sister. Believe me, I have. I've done a lot of work for the Catholic Church as a cantor for 7 years, leading the congregation in song each Sunday, as a Eucharistic minister, bringing communion to the homebound and to the sick, and also at church, and also a religious education teacher, and I did that for 7 years as well. And then, of course, my music ministry that I've done for the last 25 or so years. Anyway, but what I wanted to say, going back to St. Francis of Assisi, he loves Our Lady very much. And there was a little abandoned church in Assisi, at the head of Assisi, called Our Lady of the Angels. And that was where Francis really, where his vocation really began. Now, he was at another church before that, and he was praying, and he felt that Jesus appeared to him and said, "Francis, rebuild my church." So he took it literally and got some hammers and tools and went and started rebuilding the churches, which was a good thing because they needed repair. But Jesus was talking about spiritually rebuild my church, rebuild the people, and rebuild, my church from within, the institution. And then it took a little while for that to catch on for Francis. But anyways, he was in this abandoned church, Our Lady of the Angels, when Our Lady spoke to him as well. And also God spoke to him, and God appeared, Our Lady appeared, and all of these angels, which, by the way, when Francis was going to the church by himself, there would be nobody in there, but he would hear choirs of angels singing, if you can imagine that. So he was a mystic. He really had these mystical experiences that many of us can have. It doesn't just have to be a saint in a saint book that we read about. But anyway, so God appeared to him with Our Lady and all the angels, and he says, "Francis, what do you ask of me?" And Francis just plainly said, well, you know, I want all the sinners to go to heaven. I want everybody to go to heaven. So God said, okay. He says, Francis, I will grant you that. And then he told him to go to the bishop at the time. I'm sorry, not the bishop, the Pope. Okay, to go to the Pope and to tell him that on August 2nd, which turned out to be Our Lady of the Angels feast day and my birthday, on August 2nd, that, 8 days before, if people were to go to confession with a Catholic priest, or 8 days after, but preferably before, and then go to church on August 2nd on my birthday, but if they would go to confession beforehand, 8 days before, or I think 8 days after, preferably before, and go to church on August 2nd, and receive Holy Communion and pray the Apostles' Creed, which we pray in the Mass, and to pray the Our Father, which we pray in the Mass, and then to say some prayers for the Pope's intentions, that when they die, they will not go to purgatory, they will not go to hell, but they will go straight to heaven. And that was a plenary indulgence, also a miracle that God would grant for anybody who did these things. This goes back to the 1200s, and this was the very first plenary indulgence of this kind. Now there have been many since then that the church says, and they've been approved by the church, just like this one was. The Pope actually had a dream back then, and God spoke to him and said, believe what Francis is saying. I myself have said this. And so the Pope knew, okay, Francis is telling the truth about this, and I'm going to approve this indulgence and this miracle for people. So I actually did this on my birthday 2 years ago. You might have seen my videos on my Instagram. I went to the Our Lady of the Angels Church in downtown LA, and it was really special because the relics of Saint Bernadette were there. So I got my rosary blessed, which now my younger daughter, she wanted, so I gave it to her. So she has it now, my Our Lady of Lourdes rosary, pink rosary, and it was really special. And I went to confession that morning, or that day, on that day, with a priest. I called up so many churches trying to find a priest that I could go to confession with, and finally I found one in LA. And he did not know me, but I told him about the miracle and everything, and he heard my confession. So I feel that if I die, even though it was 2 years ago, that I will not go to purgatory and I will not go to hell, but I will go straight to heaven, just like the legend says, just like the miracle says, just like Our Lady, or just like God told Francis with Our Lady. So anyway, that's just really special. But also another special thing about Our Lady of the Angels is that the city of Los Angeles is named after her. Yes, the city of Los Angeles, the original name of Los Angeles was the long name of Our Lady of the Angels. And that was a very long name. And then they shortened it later on to Los Angeles. But I only recently had heard that, and so I feel that that's very special, that I happen to live in Los Angeles and that I have a career in the entertainment industry as a singer, actress, and model. And I want to bring Our Lady's spirit and charism and love for God and devotion and humility and adoration for God to Hollywood through my acting and through my singing and modeling, and I'm going to do that. And then also I can let people know about this miracle, that they too can do these things that the church requires of them to receive this indulgence and to receive this miracle as well, for everybody to receive this miracle. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I hope you all have a very beautiful and blessed rest of this All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day tomorrow and All Souls Day the next day. When I saw my younger daughter on the phone today on FaceTime, she says, "Mom, you look so beautiful. You slay. You look slay." And my mom, and she's telling her friends, "My mom looks slay. My mom's hot." And then her friends got on the phone. They're like, "You're so beautiful. You slay." So to slay is a good thing. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And then my older daughter saw me as well, and she said that I looked really beautiful. She tried heart on my crown. And she says, there's something very delicate and beautiful about a crown. I said, yes, there is. So I feel like a beauty queen again because I wore a crown when I won the beauty pageant. That's all for now. God bless you.